Hello, everybody. I'm Lisa Shield, and this is Dating Without Drama. Welcome to my weekly podcast, which is Lunch with Lisa. We do 2 podcasts a week. We do this one, Lunch with Lisa, and then I do a second one called Getting Inside the Right Male Mind with my husband, Benjamin Shields. So please check out both episodes. People say they love them, and we love your feedback. So go to where you get your podcasts and rate and like my podcast, please, because it all helps. All right. Today, I want to talk to you about 2 women that I spoke to on Sunday, which was yesterday. I decided my husband is away and he's visiting his brother. And I decided to do a couple of extra calls, breakthrough calls, I call them. Women will go to lisashield.com, which you are welcome to do, and they watch my free 45-minute presentation. It is a life-changing presentation. Many of my clients say that. It really draws them in. And what they love about it is that I don't just use it as a sales tactic. There's a lot of really great information in there. So please check it out when you're done listening to this broadcast. Just go to lisashield.com and it'll just take 45 minutes of your life. And if you really like what you hear, you can sign up for what is called a breakthrough call with me or a member of my team. So both of these women reached out, they signed up for calls, and one of them became a client. The other one did not. So let's talk about these 2 women. Both of them, one is in her mid 50s and the other was in her early 60s. And they both had, not the same story, but in many ways, both of them were my ideal client. They both had long histories of not having had success in this part of their lives. They were struggling to find men that they really wanted to date. They had been on and off the dating apps and they were getting nowhere. And both of them had not been in a long-term relationship for about 15 years. One of the women had gotten divorced. I think the first woman had her boyfriend or her first husband died when they were both quite young, and then she got remarried to a man who was a monster. And then she, for the next 16 years of her life, she just threw herself into her work and into raising her children. I think she has a great family. And so she kept herself busy. She owns her own company. And, she just didn't pay any attention to this part of her life. And then in the last couple of years, her daughter's now 20 and she's going to be an empty nester very, very soon. And she started to feel like, oh, it might be nice to have a guy, right? It might be nice to have a boyfriend. Here's the thing. Every time I tried to really push on that idea of it would be more than nice, like, this is a part of life that you've been ignoring and that you have not wanted to look at. And there's more here that's missing than just, going on match.com and finding some good candidates. There's a reason why you haven't, a beautiful, successful woman like you who owns her own business and has raised several lovely children. I think she even told me that both of her sons, one is engaged. She had gone ring shopping with her youngest son over the weekend on Saturday. And, here she is without a partner of her own. every time I tried to get her to get in touch with what was really going on, she did what we would call emotional bypass. She would tell me how fabulous her life was and how she didn't really need a partner. And when I called her out and I said, I think that's bullshit. I know that no woman who's successful and has a great career and a great life and great friends and all is going to get on a call like this with me unless there's something serious going on. A woman of that caliber, a beautiful woman of her caliber, there's no way there isn't a part of her that wonders, why me? Why am I still single? Why is everybody else, even my sons, why are other people having love and relationship and all? And here I am alone. I've got a bank account full of money and nobody to wake up to, fall asleep in his arms, share a beautiful bottle of wine with, plan a fabulous vacation with. And, I think I felt worse for her than she felt for herself. And I see this all the time, women who compartmentalize this part of their lives, and they've gotten so good at not feeling their feelings in this area and just covering them over with all these other things. And it's almost like I have some women who will say to me, well, I don't want to go down that road. What's it going to do? All I'm going to do is feel awful. And I don't want to feel bad or sorry for myself. Well, being in touch with your feelings doesn't mean that your whole life sucks. It just means that there's this part of your life that's not working, that isn't moving forward. You're stuck and there's something huge at stake there. And it doesn't mean by being honest with yourself that this isn't working and that you really want love and partnership and a wonderful man in your life. And to admit that doesn't mean that you have to spiral into a dark place. It just means that you allow yourself to feel what's really going on in this part of your life. And by acknowledging it and feeling what's missing, what you're not, what's not happening, by acknowledging that and being real with yourself, and a love coach, who has also donated an hour and a half of her time to get on the phone and talk to you. But by being real and honest about the pain and how sad it is, not to have a wonderful partner to celebrate life with and make you feel like a woman. I asked her, I said, what's missing? Well, somebody to go travel with and do things with and whatever. Like it sounded like she just, all she could see a man bringing into her life was like an activity buddy. I mean, to her, that was pretty much what a partnership would be. Oh, she'd have an activity buddy to go and do things with. Well, that is a part of it. But what a lot of people are missing out on is a lot of women are out of touch with the fact that we cannot express ourselves, our feminine side, the part of us that is a woman, without a man. If you don't allow a man into your life and into your heart, you will never be able to fully express who you are as a woman. There's nobody to make love with. There's nobody to cherish and adore you and make you feel like a princess, right? There's just nobody there to tell you how beautiful and special and sweet you are and how lucky he is to be with you. And so we're lying to ourselves. We're lying by not admitting to what we're missing out on, by not having a partner, a man in our lives. There's a whole part of who we are as women that just can never be expressed without a partner. And so many women are so far away from that. They're so shut off from that. And I know I was there too. I spent a lot of energy pumping myself up and trying to make myself feel good in this part of my life when deep inside I was aching for love and partnership and sex. And, not just a man who wanted me for sex, but who loved me, who genuinely loved me and made love to me. And so this woman, this beautiful, beautiful woman, I mean, my heart is breaking for her. It had been almost 16 years or over 16 years since I think she'd been in a relationship at all. And then I spoke to another woman, 61 years old, beautiful, beautiful woman, just gorgeous. Incredible career, a career that many, many, many people would give anything to have. I mean, this woman has one of the coolest careers I've ever heard. She lives an exciting life. She meets the most interesting people, is surrounded by men, surrounded by men. And she too had not been in a long-term relationship since her last relationship ended 15 years ago. Maybe she had some short things here and there. She dated, got on and off the dating apps and websites and all. It wasn't for lack of trying. She had been putting herself out there. But again, no one in all that time. The difference was she was very present to what she was missing out on in her life by not having a partner. She was missing out on what she could articulate what was going on, what she was missing out on. And there was no self-pity. She didn't feel sorry for herself, but she felt sad about not having love in her life, not having a partner, a man to cherish and adore her, to appreciate her accomplishments, to make her feel like a woman. And she was able to admit that she felt lonely and and like this part of her life wasn't working. So both of these women had a lot of similarities in their histories, but they were in very, very different places emotionally. They were both able to, the second woman was able to admit that this is not how she wants to live her life. She doesn't want to grow old alone. She doesn't want to be without a partner. And most of all, she doesn't want to die without having experienced true love. And she said to me, Lisa, if it's something, it must be something I'm doing. I must be blocking this somehow. I don't know what it is. I don't know how I'm blocking it, but I do know that there's something I'm doing. And I don't want to be a spinster forever. And she said, it doesn't feel fair. And I've done a ton of healing work. I've worked with all kinds of coaches and some very, very big names. I've been to therapy, but none of it has helped me figure out what's not working in this part of my life. And, she said, I know that there are things that I'm missing and that I need to learn. And I'm really open. I'm ready. I just know that I need help. As opposed to the other woman who, if it happens, it happens. It would be nice, I want a man, but I don't need a man. So it was so interesting to talk to both of these women and to see so many similarities in their histories, but to see how different they were how one woman was so out of touch emotionally and so unwilling to admit what was really going on with her. And I'm kind of curious for any of you who are listening to this, who do you see yourself being? Which woman do you relate to? Are you the I want a man, but I don't need a man kind of woman? Like, it would be nice, but I'm not stressing about it. Or are you the woman who says, I don't want to go to my grave never having experienced true love? And if I haven't had a relationship in, 15, 16 years, it must be me. And I'm ready to figure out what I'm doing wrong so I can have this in my life. Which one of those women is you? I know that I didn't crack this thing open until I admitted to myself, that I was doing something wrong. Actually, I was doing a lot of things wrong. Once I got into this and I started to realize and look at myself and really be honest with myself, I realized there were tons of things I didn't know about this part of my life. In fact, I realized that I was kind of waiting, hoping for a miracle. I thought if I just went on enough dates or I figured out the right online dating site where all the right guys were, I would just meet my guy and we'd fall in love and live happily ever after. The truth was, I wasn't having trouble getting dates. I wasn't connecting with my dates, and my dates were not connecting with me. And until I opened up my heart and learned how to get emotionally naked with men, I was hoping for a miracle to happen and didn't even know it. I was going through the motions of dating, just like both of these women, telling myself, oh, I just need to meet the right guy. But before that could happen, I had to learn how to be the right woman. And this is what so many women miss. This is the thing that eludes us. We just think, because we have these weird, ideas about love and how this all works, that, you just meet the right person and fall in love and live happily ever after. I mean, think about how ridiculous that is. To me, I mean, how many people do you know who, met the right person, fell in love, and then lived happily ever after? I mean, tell that to the 50% of all people who have gotten divorced, right? It's not that easy. You don't just meet somebody and live happily ever after. Now, you can do the right work on yourself. You can work with me, and I can give you my roadmap for love. And in 12 weeks, I can teach you more than most women will ever know in their lifetime about this subject. And then you can fall in love like I did and live happily ever after, and like many hundreds of my clients have done. But do you need to put some work into this part of your life to have that and to really know how to make love last? Absolutely. Absolutely. So the first woman, she was all gung ho. By the time we got towards the end of the call, she was on board and she was looking forward to doing some work on in her life and all. But I knew that we hadn't really gotten her to an emotional level. And when people sign up to work with me, they think it's a financial decision, but it's really an emotional decision. The money isn't the important thing. What's really important is that people have to make a decision that they no longer want to suffer in this part of their lives. And if they want to get out of pain and suffering, they will have to invest time and money to fix this. And working with any top coach is a big investment. My program is very exclusive, and part of what dictates the cost of working with me is that I choose to keep my program relatively small. I want to give my clients a certain concierge service. And to do that, I work with a smaller group of women. So in order to keep that group small, I have to maintain a certain price point. Also, when people are willing to invest a certain amount of money in their personal growth and in their well-being, they show up at that level. No woman is going to invest in herself financially and not show up and do the work, especially, if they're not paying a few $100s, but they're paying thousands of dollars to be able to do that. What it means is that women play full out because they're going to get the result if they're going to invest at that level. So you're looking at a woman who's invested over $400,000 in her personal growth. And that may sound insane to some of you, but I am no spring chicken. I had my 60th birthday this past year, and what better investment? Like, I can stick my money in a house or buy material objects or get a fancier car or Botox or plastic surgery, or I can invest in me, in my personal growth, and my health, my mental health and well-being. Or as one client said, in my future happiness. And so all of that has been investing in me, in my emotional well-being, so that I could have a happy, beautiful life filled with love and a partner who I adore and a career that I love. So I have zero qualms about investing in my personal growth. It has been far and away. I could have a house, a lovely home, a second home for what I've invested in my personal growth. And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been the best thing I've ever done in my life. But the first woman, she actually said to me, it's not about the money. And she didn't invest. And this is a woman who's barely dated and hasn't had a single relationship in over 16 years. And she had the money, but she wasn't willing to invest in herself. The second woman, when I told her the price tag, she paused. And she really had to look inside of herself and ask herself, how much does this mean to me? To get out of pain, to stop suffering, not to be a spinster forever, not to watch other women living her dream, to get answers, to have one of the top coaches on the planet take her by the hand and show her how to get this solved. And I know it wasn't an easy decision, but she said yes. And I know that the woman who said no is just going to waste more years of her life. In fact, she may never find love. And the second woman, I have zero doubt that she will find, with my help and my husband's help, she will find the guardian of her soul. And the fascinating thing for me, look, I know what's on the other side of this. I know the results my clients get. I see it day in and day out. If you could look in my inbox, you would be shocked to see the emails that I get daily from my clients. not just daily, but all day long. Thank you for this amazing course. I am getting the most incredible results. In fact, I want to see if I can pull up quickly one of my most recent emails that a client sent, and it is so beautiful. She sent this over the weekend, and I will have to cut some of it away. It was a long and very loving message. And I'm just going to read a little bit. She said, Lisa, thank you so much for your note. Without a doubt, I know I am in the right place and feel this is the best investment in my life I could have made in this moment. I cherish you and everything I'm learning. I am getting so much out of the course. I completed weeks 1 through 2 and started week 3 this weekend, and then went back this morning and redid the week 2 exercises to continue differentiating between fear and love. So I have an exercise where I have them work on the identifying the voice of fear, which we call the frenemy, and the voice of love, which we call the naked dater. And she said, and I am finding so much value in that piece. I'm in the midst of my relationship inventory and noticing some super revealing patterns from my early long-term relationships. And she goes on and she says, all of this will be super helpful as I continue forward in the dating process. So much awareness is coming to light, and I want to say thank you. And my heart is so full of gratitude for you, Benjamin, and the other women in the course. I'm connecting with a few women one-on-one outside of the group calls, and it's been so lovely to have the community aspect and added support. Also, I watched the video with Debbie and Mark you posted on YouTube, and oh my God, he's a dream. They are so amazing. This is an interview you can find on YouTube and on my podcast that I did last Friday. And she says, I appreciate you deeply. Your essence and mix of deep spiritual groundedness and kindness and openness is inspiring to me. You're a beautiful reflection for the woman I want to embody. And the course is full of wisdom, and it all resonates with me. I definitely know I am meant to be in this course with you, and I'm so committed to getting everything out of it and blissfully succeeding on this incredible journey to finding the guardian of my soul. So those are the kinds of emails, ladies, I get every day from my beautiful clients. And I wish you could see a picture of this client, because she is breathtakingly beautiful. She's as beautiful on the outside as she is on the inside, and such a gift to me, as is the new woman that signed up on Sunday. Every single one of my clients is a treasure, every one of them. So if you think you might be like the second client I described, a woman who's in touch with what she's missing out by not having a loving guardian of her soul relationship, and you want this, that this is what you were meant for, and you just want to get it solved. If that is you, then please go to my website, lisashield.com, click on the link to watch my free 45-minute presentation. And if you like what you hear, please stay to the end, because that's where you can sign up for a breakthrough call with me or a member of my team. We will jump on a call with you, and we will see if we feel that we can help you find the guardian of your soul. I'm Lisa Shield. This has been Lunch with Lisa. Please tell your friends about these podcasts, and go to wherever you find your podcasts and rate and like this one. Also, tune in to my other episode, Getting Inside the Right Male Mind with my husband, Benjamin Shield. You can also go and like my YouTube channel. And also, if you want to, you are more than welcome to send me your ideas for podcasts, for future podcasts. And you can do that by writing to podcast@lisashield.com. Please tell your sisters and brothers and daughters and girlfriends and everybody you know about this podcast. Let's get the word out. I know that I'm saying things other dating coaches and love coaches are not saying. And if you want to find the guardian of your soul and you're done wasting time, find out how you can get my roadmap for true love. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day.